I've read 15 books about how to kick procrastination to the curb, and they all offered solid advice, are backed by real science and real experiences. To be honest, you can narrow everything down to 2 tactics. Both are known as the 2-minute rule, and these can be taught in about 2 minutes. Plus, I'll give you the one variation that works the best for me, and I use it every damn day. So, stop being a doofus, turn off your damn cat videos for the next 2 minutes, and listen up, Buttercup. Guys, procrastination is a success killer and a life killer. It destroys your potential. It keeps you pathetic. If you allow procrastination to run your life, you will be sicker both physically and mentally. You'll have less money, fewer women, a shitty family life, less happiness and more problems, and your life will keep sucking more and more as you get older. Procrastination will bend you over and shove the massive regret stick where the sun doesn't shine. And it's nobody's fault but yours. No one is forcing you to procrastinate, so let's fix your problem before you wake up one day and realize you're about to win the biggest loser trophy. The first 2-minute rule comes from the book Getting Things Done by David Allen, and he says that if something you need to do only takes 2 minutes to do, get it done right now. Instead of adding a lot of little tasks to your to-do list, which can stress you out over time, just do it now while it's on your mind. Examples would be to answer an important email, or respond to a client's urgent text, or something dumb like taking out the trash or clipping your nasty toenails. There are 2 little catches to this one, which I'll discuss in a minute, and these are important, so stick around. The second 2-minute rule comes from the very popular book Atomic Habits, and it works like this. You just simplify any hard or daunting task down to only 2 minutes. Instead of forcing your noodle brain to read an entire chapter of that book you've been saying you're going to read for the last year, you tell yourself that you will only read 2 minutes, and then you can stop and go back to being a useless Disney princess and waste your time on social media or video games. In his book, he says, you can walk away after 2 minutes. Doing 2 minutes of reading or whatever you need to do every day, make what you're doing become a habit. And if you're a dumbass and you don't already know, habits make things easier to do. You see, doing something for only 2 minutes plays mind games with your delusional brain. This is because your brain naturally wants to resist big tasks. Some call it hesitation. Some call it laziness. Either way, your brain is self-sabotaging you by avoiding the things you should do. When you tell yourself you only need to do 2 minutes, there's less resistance. But not everything that you do needs to become a habit. There are some things you might do only once, or things you might only do once or twice a week, like washing your gym gear before it makes people vomit when you walk past them. But you still need to do them, and you still need to get yourself started. So there is another version of this 2-minute rule, and it's one I use a lot more often. Convincing yourself to get started is always the hardest part. So if you say, I'll only do 2 minutes, you make it easy to start. And if you don't set a 2-minute alarm, you may end up getting into the groove, and before you know it, 30 minutes has passed. What I'm saying is commit to only doing it for 2 minutes to trick your brain to get started. But if you feel like going longer, or you happen to go longer because you're not paying attention to the time, then do it. I use this method all the time, and have been using it for almost 10 years. I use it for everything from big and small work projects, making new videos, to working out, to even calling my parents. There are days when I have no interest in making a video, but I sit down for 2 minutes, and 3 hours later, I'm still going and I've lost all hesitation. I even have an entire video on this version of the 2-minute rule, so don't forget to check that one out. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and share this with the one friend who's lazier than you. Is that even possible? You know who I'm talking about. Now, there are 2 things you should also know that make these 2-minute rules even more effective. The first is, whatever thing you use these methods on, make sure that the thing is even worth doing in the first place. Don't waste your limited willpower on a bunch of useless things first. Otherwise, you might be too unmotivated to do your most important tasks later. You know that feeling like you've been busy all day, but you've barely made a dent on that big project that you need to finish. That's because you're one of those idiots who spends all damn day being busy but not productive. That's why you should use the 80-20 rule. Teach your lazy brain to focus on the 20% of things that give you 80% of the results and forget the rest. The last thing is learning to really focus. You might think that's easy, but the truth is, for most people, it's not simple. I believe, and so do many high-level men, that focus beats discipline every time. And when you focus, you get a lot more done. Plus, after you use the 2-minute rule to get started, deep focus will help you keep going because you forget about the other things you'd rather be doing. You can see how the experts focus better in my next video.